Hello everyone, we're live with Month Ahead for November, the developer Q&A. I'm Mod Shawnee, just dealing with a bit of a cold, so I do apologise if I sneeze or anything like that, just as a pre-warning, or if I don't sound too good, it's just a heads up there. So on the couch to kick us off, to my left, Mod Breezy, Mod Jack and Mod Stu, and without further ado, I think it's pretty obvious if you have followed our streams, you're aware of course of what Mod Jack and Mod Stu do, what we're going to be talking about to kick us off. So let's do this. Mining and smithing. In the Month Ahead video, we finally announced mining and smithing beta is coming.
Next week?
Yes, November.
Next week?
November 13th. I can tell just from that you can't wait to get it out.
I'm nervous if I'm honest, but yeah, no, it's good.
So let's talk about, first of all, how do I as a player take part in the beta?
There'll be a link. You follow it. Are we advertising the link in game?
I mean,
I think we're going to be talking about the beta in game. You'll get a message. I can't remember if you just click something from in game or if you have to follow a link that we'll provide it. It'll be on the website. We'll tweet it.
Yeah, no, we'll make sure it's on the website. That's for sure. So I guess in regards to everyone taking part in the beta, how do players in particular give you the information that's most valuable to you to help?
There'll be a link in game to a forum thread on our forums. You can also just give us feedback on Reddit, Twitter, etc. So just let us know what you think, what you've got feedback on, any bugs you find, any problems you find. We want to make changes, so we've got over a month until the launch, so we've got plenty of time to make changes. So please do let us know what you want us to change. So
is there anything in particular you want them to focus on, or is this just, well, actually, let's talk about the beta in general. When is it full, everything's playable, or is it only specific things?
Yeah, it's the full game up until this point. That's new rocks, new pickaxes, new armors. Any PVM changes we've made, everything's in there. You can go and do clue scrolls, go to bosses, mine and smith, everything that's available so far.
You can test stuff that's not mining and smithing if you want, but you'll be on your account. We make a copy of your save.
So it's a copy of the character's
save. You make a copy of your character, so you'll be on your character at least at the point when you started trying the beta, and then you can try any content you want, but you won't have access to anything you don't have access to in the live game anyway. So. That's not really, you can claim armor and stuff, can't you? We've put in a guy that lets you just claim armor and bars and things, I think. Well, I can't remember what Tom did. I think he did.
I don't want to say
you can probably get some free masterwork armor and go off and do some bossing. But do that.
So obviously when it comes down to it, let's just kind of do a quick summary. So I believe there's a couple of things you have written down you want to discuss. Do you want to jump into that now?
Yeah, this is to do with, so overall the rework is positive. The point of it is to make mining good, to make smithing good. At the moment, the mining skill and the smithing skill both a bit pointless.
What do you mean?
They're both going to be great. Okay. Mining's going to be a good source of ore, so it'll make money.
Right.
Because if you want to get ore, you'll need mining, which means the mining skill now has a purpose because we're removing ore from PVM and replacing it with other things instead. So PVM won't get nerfed, but mining will now be actually useful, and smithing will actually be useful because it produces a variety of different things. We'll go into that. We don't have time to explain the whole thing now because you've got loads of stuff you need to get to, but mining and smithing will be useful, right? That's good. Thumbs up. But there are some systems that have changed. So for example, free-to-play, mining is getting a huge buff because of the way we've implemented it. Because basically in free-to-play right now, the best way to level it is essence mine with the bronze pickaxe because it's not really implemented properly. So post-rework, you'll be able to mine rune ore, which will be useful in the economy because the tier 90 metal still needs rune ore to make, even though rune ore is now level 50. It's a big buff for free-to-play mining, better XP, more money. Cool. But free-to-play smithing, because rune is being nerfed down to 50, is nerfed. And we've looked, and there's just nothing we can do about that. So if you are currently planning to level your free-to-play smithing to 99, you've got all the materials, go do it now.
How do you make this decision when finding that middle ground between what does the free-to-play get versus the member benefits?
We've got to do what we think is best for the game as a whole, basically.
Okay.
And so we've tried to draw a line in a sensible place. And it's ended up there's big buffs and big nerfs. So the reason I'm saying it now is you can take advantage of the buffs and you can try to mitigate the nerfs because you know that's happening.
The philosophy we usually follow for free-to-play is that they have full access to, they can level the skill all the way up to 99, but we have content up to level 50 for the most part. So essentially you're going to run out of content and training methods after a while, and it's more optimal to use members.
Yeah. And because of the way the skills are currently designed, smithing is currently useful all the way to 85 or so, whereas mining is just never useful. So we're sort of fixing both, if that makes sense.
I'll kind of come to just, how you guys have been involved with the project, I guess, just to kind of give everyone an idea of, what does everyone focus on. Stu, can we kind of start with you? So I guess your role in the mining and smithing project itself.
I moved up to the project relatively recently. I took over from Mod Dig. He'd built the mining system and essentially just took over creatorship of that. He'd basically got the core system working after iteration on the previous beta, and so then I designed where all the mining sites were going to go in the game, and plugged in additional features as needed by new reward systems. Other than that, just did a lot of updating content around the game, updating quests and areas that used mining and smithing, and fixing bugs.
Jack, how about you?
I've been designing this for quite a while now. Like 6 years, I think,
6 years.
something like that. Yeah.
Jeez.
Not
You had
the
hair
whole
down
time.
here when you started.
There's quite a lot. There's quite a lot. Yeah, this is what it did to me. There's quite a lot. There's actually a picture of me talking about it at RuneFest about 6 years ago, and I've got hair.
Are you going to be happy to have it over with?
Yeah, yeah.
But
I'm glad it's out. Like I want it to
Yeah.
happen. Secretly, I'm glad that the poll went the way it did. There was a poll we did a year ago now, more than a year.
Yeah, a year ago.
Which was like, do we want the short version of the update? Or and
yeah.
because we did the big version of the update, that's had a huge impact on the release schedule. But secretly, I'm glad because it means that we actually got to do the thing that we wanted to do.
What about post-release though? Surely, I imagine you can't get away that easy. Post-release, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be keeping. We've got. I just checked on the schedule, and we actually have January booked out for like making sure that
Awesome.
it actually all does work
That's good.
and fixing things. So hopefully, we're not going on to the next project until we've made sure that everything's good.
Just before it comes to you, Breezy, so you mentioned obviously free-to-play and the members. What about Iron Man? Anything in particular Iron Man?
Iron Man again will get. There'll be some buffs and some nerfs. So in particular, because we're changing the way PVM works, PVM no longer drops ores and bars. It drops other things instead. So if your current Iron Man strategy is to farm bars through PVM, you won't be able to do that anymore. If you hate mining, you're going to have to do mining for your bars, which to me makes sense. I mean, that's kind of the point of being an Iron Man, right? But again, if you don't really desperately don't want to do that, maybe get some bars now.
And if you're hardcore Iron Man, well, skilling is more valuable now. So
Yeah,
that's a good
exactly,
route.
right? Like, yeah.
Cool. Breezy, what is your role, I guess,
Well,
in the Mindsmithing
so I'm
project?
QA analyst, junior QA analyst. I've been on the project since early August, and my role has been to just sort of test everything that's come my way. So I think that's everything from the raw opportunities to the spring cleaner changes, a little bit of balancing. Yeah, just
Yeah, you
Just sort of-
noticed that the salvage was all wrong, didn't you?
yeah.
He brought me some numbers that said the salvage doesn't work, and so so the salvage is what we're replacing PVM drops with.
Okay.
And he went through and checked that it was all profitable enough, and some of it wasn't, so we buffed it. We want feedback on that in the beta as well.
Someone said in the chat there, will the spring cleaner be changed? I think, safe to say it's going to have a significant
Yeah,
change.
there's a whole new design for it to make it useful because we're not dropping metal equipment anymore. It doesn't do what it currently does. So we've added a new function to it to make it still useful.
Obviously, a beta disclaimer. Presumably, anything gained in the beta doesn't carry over, correct?
Yeah, that's
cool.
It's a separate. We copy your save, and there'll be a beta version of the save, which then gets deleted at the end of the beta.
Cool. I'll make that.
We're going to do some fairly technically complex things, like when we first log in, substituting the items in your banks
Yeah.
for tokens that you can purchase of equivalent value and things. So we want to essentially give you the opportunity to stress test that and just
Yeah.
This is exactly why we do betas.
Yeah,
And this is like the perfect scenario, because obviously, if we did this and, that one slight mistake, if it happened, and then the amount of backlog we'd have to do to try and fix that, like, this is what the beta is for, like a perfect example of why that's there. So that's
Yeah,
great.
absolutely,
How long are we running this for?
2 weeks.
2 weeks from the 13th all the way
Yeah.
up. Okay,
It
cool.
usually, like by the end of the 2 weeks, like just no one's doing it anymore. So if there's still massive demand, conceivably we could extend it, but there'll be like 10 people logging in by the end of the 2 weeks.
Is this going to be the final version that the players get to see for the release, or is it going to have little updates in the 2-week beta period?
We'll probably make fairly aggressive updates if we have to during the beta, because it's a beta. We can afford to do something slightly reckless. If it's a live launch and there's a horrible problem, we actually have to be really careful about fixing that. With a beta, we can just go, oh yeah, whatever. Let's just try 10 times higher and see if it's better, and if it's not, we'll revert it. So we can actually make fairly aggressive updates.
It's fair. Obviously, I do want to mention, of course, Double XP is releasing next Friday, so or releasing or starting, I should say, next Friday. So there's a great opportunity to, obviously, if you haven't got your mining and smithing levels up, do that in preparation for getting ready for the mining and smithing release. But I'm going to rattle off a couple of sub-points in regards to the mining and smithing now, so we'll just go through them. Aston's workshop, anything changed about that?
Yeah, it's been completely remodeled. The ground floor the basement is gone.
Oh,
The
okay.
skilling methods on the top floor have been changed and updated for the rework. So it's much more integral to the smithing skill now. There are buffs you can get in the Artisan's Workshop that mean that's the best place to go do smithing. So everyone together chatting, low-level smiths, high-level smiths can get tips and communicate with each other.
How's Prephy OS work, or Voice of Saren, should I say?
We just updated that. You've got that working now.
Yeah.
It's complicated. Probably best to go look at the design. No, we haven't updated
Yeah.
the design. I'll explain it really fast. Okay, so on every world, every rock except the gem rocks has a 1 in 30 chance of becoming a tier 90 rock
In the Traherne district.
in the Traherne district.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
sorry,
to
every
make
rock
that
in the
clear.
Traherne district.
What, even soft clay rocks?
I think so.
Soft clay rocks are in the
Oh, not in
Ifil
Traherne.
district,
Oh,
so
they're in
they're not
Italy,
affected.
Oh, yes,
but including the coal. So
okay,
all the rocks have a 1 in 30 chance of becoming a tier 90 ore. They get 20%. They're basically 20% better while the voice is on. So different worlds will have different patterns, and because of the new mechanics of the mining skill with the rework, which you'll see when you try it out, different patterns are good or bad. So the idea is that you'll hop worlds looking for a world that has a good pattern.
Sorry, one more thing, just because it's quite valuable. But they changed their state for the duration of the hour at the start of the hour.
Yeah.
So instead of
Okay.
all this frequent world hopping, trying to find them as they exhaust, people can't mine the rocks in advance to then remove them from the equation.
Yeah.
You know, there's just basically we've reworked the whole thing to feel much safer and fairer and less world crashing happening, but still providing that niche for people who want to hunt around and find these rocks is still going to be valuable. So we hope we've got the best of both worlds and made the whole mechanic work better.
Because of the way the beta only has one world, so you won't be able to test world hopping in the beta, but we can tweak that mechanic.
Cool. How the blacksmith's outfit, which gives you a smithing XP boost, how do you acquire that? Is it still
You'll
the same?
buy that through Respect at the Artisan's Workshop. So
Okay.
we've put quite a lot on the Respect shop at the Artisan's Workshop, but because you should do your smithing there now, and you can do regular smithing there, you'll just get Respect as a side effect of smithing. That's one of the
And
reasons why you
presumably
should go
Valador
there.
Shield still works for bonuses for respect.
I don't remember. I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
That'll do whatever it used to do.
Yeah, cool. Okay, it still retains that effect. Cool. I have to mention invention, because obviously invention tools are a thing for mining and smithing. Are any perks changed at all?
We've updated the perks that don't make mechanical sense. So some of them have
particular?
had to change. I can't remember off the top of my head, but we went through the list, and anything that just continues to work, we left. Anything which no longer made sense, we updated to work in the new mechanics. It's all documented if you go look at the
Cool.
documentation. I don't. Do you have the URL to hand? I don't have the URL. So we basically just updated the perks so that they continue to function. I suspect what's optimal has probably changed as a result of that, but you'll be,
Presumably. Portables? How do portable forges work?
Portable forges have been completely replaced with a new item which you put in a machine at the Luminite they're called Luminite injectors. You put them in a machine at the Artisan's Workshop and they give everyone a 5% buff for smithing.
Okay.
So it kind of has the same effect that someone throws down the portable forge and everyone gets a benefit from it, but the exact benefit is a little bit different.
So presumably that's one of the items that if you have it in a bank would be swapped out.
Yeah, we've added in a new. It's like portables come in packs of
Yeah,
5.
yeah.
We've added in a 1 pack, so all of your portable forges get turned into 1 packs, and then you can choose to have back this new item, or if you don't like the new item, you can choose a different kind of portable.
Oh wow, okay, that's awesome. Fair play.
Generally, we don't want people to be stuck with stuff.
Yeah, of course.
If we haven't nerfed anything on purpose, but sometimes it's a matter of opinion, and if you don't agree with us that it's better, then we prefer that you can choose.
Can you trade those? The new.
I can't remember.
think so.
I think you can.
I mean,
I'm not sure. I didn't.
it's interesting because obviously
Shouldn't be.
Oh, okay.
it shouldn't be.
Yeah,
I don't remember
Okay.
off the top of my head.
but I guess that can change.
Whichever works better, to be honest, is fine.
What's been your favourite part of working on it, Jack? Obviously, you got 6 years to go back on.
I have no idea. Seeing it all finally happen, I guess, is good.
Well, no one's finally at the
yeah,
finish
exactly.
line,
Yeah,
pretty much.
right, yeah. Oh no, it's when that poll passed. Yeah, that's it.
Oh yes, okay, fair enough. Breezy, I know you've only just joined, but anything in particular?
Nothing in particular. It just being thrown into the deep end. Like it's quite a big skill, and it's quite late in development now. So just
You told me you were watching the dev diaries before you even got here.
yeah. So being able to be like part of it after
Like
playing
Ah.
for so
meeting
long.
your heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh my god,
Mild
what's
celebrity
Jack and
status.
what's Stu and what's Shawnee. It's amazing. But no, yeah, just being part of the game development process, just testing the stuff, the game that I used to play, basically, or well, still play. But
Getting paid for
yeah,
playing it.
yeah, just being part of it, all the sort of design challenges, anything that comes up with the development is quite fun. It's quite cool.
Stu?
This is going to sound mildly sycophantic, but I've actually really liked that we've had a permanent designer on the project the whole way through, and you have this design that's worked out with the players very, very transparently. All the Google Docs are out there, and talking to players about it all the time and updating it, and just have essentially so we don't spend so much of our time doing that interaction. I mean, I love doing the player interaction, but the fact that
It's time consuming.
the fact that I can just focus on getting good development done and know that the design has been taken care of and all the different factors are taken into account has been really, really great.
It's a little different, obviously, because we don't normally have projects where we have that process all the way through. We did it, obviously, with Player on Farms. That was another example, but normally, most of the time, we don't do that. So I imagine, obviously, from projects you've all been involved with where you haven't had that approach before, must be a little bit different, obviously, with Mining Smith and the approach we've taken for it.
Yeah, but I think it went pretty smoothly.
Yeah,
I think just something of this scale, and there's so much you need to work the design around. And also, the design was still evolving as we progressed through it. I think it was necessary to use this approach. Probably the closest thing I'd say we had to is be thinness, in the sense that we had design documents for the LCD in advance, everyone was aware of. But that was more, we time boxed the pre-production, while this was been more of an evolving process.
How do protein bars work, out of curiosity?
Much the same. I think they are slightly worse at low level and slightly better at high level. We've rebalanced them slightly because at the moment they're really amazing at low level.
So it's just a make X.
Yeah, they work
And then-
exactly
okay,
the same
cool.
as they do now.
Okay, just to get that clarified. Mobile. Can mobile users take part in the beta at all? Is it possible?
We're not sure. They're going to test that later this week.
Oh, okay.
I thought no. I just assumed no.
I
But
assumed
apparently
no.
it may be possible.
Okay, that would be
So
great if we could do
we're
that.
going to test that later this week, and we'll know then.
Does Shawnee have a cold? Yeah, I do have a cold. Sorry. It doesn't sound great. I do apologise. Corrupted Ore and superheating. How's that work?
Corrupted ore is the same. Superheating is slightly different. There's a whole document with all the stuff in it.
I feel like this is going to be
We've been
like
through
your
it in
go-to
multiple
reply.
streams.
Is there anything
We'll,
else?
we'll talk more about it next week, and you'll be able to try it out yourself in the beta next week. So
is there anything
try it
else
out, give us feedback.
on there you want to mention?
Oh yeah, we were with the Masterwork armor picture.
Oh yes, picture.
So the tier 90, tier 92 armor, which we're adding with the rework, is called Masterwork armor, and it has two versions: tier 90 Masterwork and then tier 92.
Oh, look
Radiant
at
Masterwork.
that.
So we do actually have in-game models, but this is a quicker way of showing the four images. So what we've got at the moment is we're having a disagreement over whether the spikes or the gold trim should be used on the better version. And the compromise, so I talked to players on Discord about it earlier today, and what they said they assumed it would work is the version that has no spikes and no trim would be the tier 90 version. And then the tier 92 version can simply switch between any of those four, basically.
Yeah.
So we want it so I think that's what we're going to implement for the beta, and then you can give us your feedback on whether or not you like it. Because we know some players prefer the spikes, some players think the spikes look amazing, some players think the spikes look stupid. Given that this is supposed to be amazing, high-profile armor, why don't we just let you choose?
Stat-wise,
It's
how is
tier
it?
92. We are still planning to buff it, but we've been really busy doing other stuff as well. I don't know if that will be in for the beta or not.
Cool.
But we're planning to give it a set bonus or some sort of buff.
Augmentable?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay, that was going to be the big one for me. And just
it
to
wouldn't be very useful if it
just to
wasn't.
clarify the degrading, how's the
It
degrading work?
degrades to broken. At the moment, the repair cost is too high, so we're going to reduce it.
Are you able to say what the repair cost is?
It's complicated. You repair it by using. You repair the tier 92 armor by using tier 90 armor on it. But at the
Okay.
moment, that's too expensive, so we need to fiddle how that works. So it's not an entire set of tier 90 to repair your tier 92.
Obviously, dyed versions of them.
Not for launch.
Would be
Hopefully in the
awesome.
future, but not for launch.
Fair enough.
But I think being able to change what it looks like is pretty good.
No, of course. I mean, being able to switch it up on the go is pretty nice. Presumably, you can keepsake them.
Yes. I'm trying to convince the others that you should be able to unlock a cosmetic version, but the others aren't sure. So we'll have to work that out.
Oh man.
It may mess up, because what we don't want is people making Masterwork armor for the sake of it and screwing up the economies.
I know you mentioned we don't have in-game, but I know the month ahead video has a snippet where it's actually shown in-game. So I mean,
Yes,
by all means.
you'll be able to see it next
Oh,
week.
yeah,
It
for
is-
sure.
It is finished and ready. It's just that that set of four lets you see the concept better.
Awesome. Anything else on your little list there?
I don't think so.
Awesome. So just double checking, going through. I think I've covered as much as I can in these short sprints.
We're doing
so to speak.
another whole live stream next week, so there's plenty of options.
So what, a streamer for the day?
We'll be
goes-
streaming from the beta.
Oh, for the moment it goes live.
We'll run. Well, the beta will go live, and then we'll be doing a live stream. Same
As we play.
normal time.
Yep, that's
And then
cool.
We'll answer questions and talk about stuff.
Will Crystal Pickaxes still work the same? I mean, is Crystal Pickaxe still going to be the top tier pickaxe?
You'll need Crystal Pick will be tier 70, and Camdo will be tier 80, and then there'll be a tier 90 pick that requires those two to be combined
Oh, tier 90
Elder-
pickaxe.
Elder-
together. So your crystal is still required.
And there's also
And there's so there's an Elder Rune at tier 90, but the one that's made from crystal and Camdo is augmentable.
yeah.
Damn.
We've
that's-
currently been discussing the fact that skillers can't get that. Skillers can't get either crystal or Camdo. Oh no, hang on. The skillers can get crystal now, maybe. I can't remember.
Depending on your definition of skiller, whether they
Yeah, what do
Did
you
we,
think?
give, did we give skill peers access to Off City? I can't remember.
If you can't get into Elf City, you can't.
Yeah, if you're not in that
But,
thing, you're not
but
doing
they
it.
can't, they can't get in Camdo anyway. So there's a problem with skilling access to tier 90 pickaxes, so we're going to be looking at fixing that.
What are we doing about Crystal Pickaxes that have already been augmented?
I don't know whether we can keep the augmentation or not. I can't remember. We were investigating whether we could do that. If we can do that, and it's straightforward, then your existing augmented crystal pickaxe will become an augmented, upgraded crystal pickaxe. If we can't do that, then it won't.
For context, I mean, the Gizmo Dissolver, I mean, if you allow them to maybe use the Gizmo Dissolver, not the Gizmo Dissolver, Equipment Separator from Invention
that
Labs.
was our initial plan. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that- yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But the question is, if it's augmented, can you keep the augmentation?
Yeah, because, I mean, or either can I effectively get it off as free or whatever,
Yeah.
because, okay, cool. Okay, so just a quick reminder yet again, November the 13th is when the Mine and Smith beta goes live. When it does go live, I think I can happily say that I'll be happy to send a broadcast to everyone in game when it's live, so you can keep an eye out for that at the very least.
Someone was just asking, is there a guide? So that there is full documentation, but I'm Suti, who is the guy who writes up these videos on Reddit, has written an incredibly comprehensive guide to the whole rework. Every time I change something, he updates it. So at the moment, I believe it is completely up to date, but he'll be keeping it updated with the beta. There's a thread on the front page of Reddit right now
Oh yes, it was the post he made up.
with his mining and smithing guide. So if you're looking for a guide that gives you all this information, go have a look at that.
Cool, man. Yes, last 2 weeks, so ends on the 27th, presumably, and we shall wait to see what comes up from it. But how exciting! I mean, it's been a long time coming, to say the very least, and getting to see all the work, because obviously for you guys, you haven't really been able to show players any of your work in the entire downtime you've been working on mining and smithing. Whereas
Well,
obviously
we had that first beta.
Yeah, yes, of course. But I mean, in the duration during then, like all the other teams obviously released their content and so on. You guys haven't been able to, so now being able to do that, I think is, very exciting. So I'm very much looking forward to that. I do want to mention, if you are a Gold Premier Club member next week, you'll be able to open up that third chest, and there's a little bit of an added mining and smithing cosmetic that we do advise you check out. It's pretty awesome. So there's a nice little celebration for the beta. So very much looking forward to that. But I think I've gone for as much as I can. I mean, time permitted anyway. So yes, thank you so much, guys.
If you have more questions next week, is a good time.
Oh yeah, and
You can just tweet us or whatever.
yeah, tweet at Jagex, Breezy, Stu, or Jack, and they'll be able to get back to you whenever they can. People are going to keep saying about that damn Chickaxe. No, no. As far as I'm aware, anyway, unless you guys
Yeah,
are
we
stuck it in, I
haven't-
don't know. But anyway, I think that'll do it. So I think, you guys are good to go. So I'll get ready to have Maud Orion come join me. So just obviously make sure you don't rip the mics as you're walking off. Don't do that. No, I mean, not for everyone listening. That would have been great. So while Maud Orion comes to join me and sets up his microphone, I do want to mention, of course, Lootscape. What are you guys doing?
Wrestling with this thing. We're going to really, really firmly and effectively.
Oh God, Stu. Alrighty. This camera got a nice empty space over here. So Lootscape's coming up at the end of the stream as per usual. Lootscape rewards, we're going to be bringing back the prizes from past Thanksgiving event rewards. Hello, Mod Raven. This can include the Give Thanks emotes, Turkey Herald Cape Crest, the Thanksgiver title, the Turkey Drumstick Override, and the Macca's Pet. And additionally, we're going to be giving you a parcel for Parcel from the Hedge. So you might get lucky and end up with a large parcel, who knows. Joining me on my left, Mod Orion. To my right, Mod Raven. First of all, how are you guys doing?
I mean, better now.
Yeah.
Better now?
Yeah. I just really wanted you to say large package instead of large parcel, but we'll go with parcel.
God, I haven't got the energy for this. I have not got the energy.
You got the wrong two people inside of me, Shawnee.
Oh boy. But how are you guys doing?
Yeah, good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Achievements. Get to the Achievement Bonanza released yesterday. 136 achievements. I remember. How's it gone? How's it been watching everyone trying to get those achievements?
Yeah, really well. We've had a few number of bug reports of a lot of people just kind of misunderstanding what they needed to do for certain things. So that's been fun. A couple of people have found some weird edge cases. Oh, I can't complete this by eating a pre-made choc chip cookie crunchy thing. I'm like, okay, cool. Better add that to the list. Hot fix. Okay, cool. So we've had some. We've done 5 hot fixes for it.
5.
One of them was like a genuine, okay, I can't get this achievement if something. And the others were just kind of minor, real kind of weird stuff like the Dragonstone achievement. I neglected to check, that's close up. I neglected to check for Dragonstone bolts in the Tyrannon Quiver. My bad.
How dare you?
Hotfixed it within about, 3 hours?
It
something
was
like that.
3 and a bit hours, yeah.
Yeah.
Ish.
Then there was the choc chip crunchy one. What else was there? They're all weird ones like that. Apparently someone coded a long time ago. We have like categories for our NPCs and stuff. And we have category dragon. All right, cool. So you think, okay, all dragons are obviously category dragon. Turns out metal dragons have their own category. So we missed that one out.
Because they're meta, that's why.
Sure, whatever. I'm not even going to go into the reasoning behind it. But yeah, the Dragonfire Shield special achievement. I know you are, but what am I?
Let me guess, only worked on certain...
It worked on every other dragon, including KBD and everything, but not metal dragons. So sorry to the guy who went, I'm going to try iron, adamant, rune, steel, to see if it all worked. You probably should have picked something that wasn't similar. But yeah, my bad. That's just silly little things like that. Otherwise, it's gone pretty well, yeah.
Can you confirm if the all good achievement for the Wicked Hood is bugged at the moment?
Yes, that's the one that...
Oh, we needed that camera shot there. That was perfect.
Sorry. Yes! It's bugged.
Oh God, I just realised they're going to use this for everything from now on. That's going to be like a clip they're going to use for everything in regards to a bug. Brilliant.
Oh, that's fine. They got a couple of the Twitter lot. I've got one of me just going like, ooh, yeah, like that as well. And this comes up every single week on my timeline. Like, oh. So yes, it's bugged. If you think you've got the achievement, chances are you do have the achievement, but you can't see it on the UI. So we have these things, player variables can transmit to the interface, and this, like 1/2 of this variable, 16 bits of the 32-bit for programmers or whatever, doesn't transmit. So that's annoying, but it will from Monday. You've probably already got the achievement. Basically, to get the achievement, you just need to add an elemental and an omni talisman to the Wicked Hood, and it's pretty much done. So. Yeah.
Someone was asking a very important question about what happened to your beard. They wanted to get that answered for some reason.
I mean, I got rid of it. You can go to supermarkets, you can buy like razors, things. Usually gets rid of hair quite well. I don't know what else to say. No, I got bored of it. That's all.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so while we have you on here, Elite Dungeon. Let's. I assume you want to talk about Elite Dungeon as well. What's that?
Yeah.
I got one question to ask you yesterday. It's actually regarding Elite Dungeon 2. Is the issue regarding, I just saw in the chat, regarding Iron Man and not being able to get Slayer XP in Elite Dungeon 2 known?
It's known. It's being fixed. It's like we have a priority of things that we need to fix, and the whole Slayer XP thing. Iron Men can't get Slayer XP if they're in a group with other Iron Men and they do less than 50% of the damage.
Oh yes,
that is Slayer code buried deep. Like there's 2 or 3 Iron Man checks in there. We've had Mod Easty have a look, and he's kind of found a solution for it, but it's a bit hacky. So we're finding out a better way of doing it, and hopefully sooner rather than later we can release that before we release Elite Dungeon 3. Same goes for the while we're here as well, because I know I'll get questions about it. The augmenting or upgrading already augmented ports weapons. That one comes up every so often, like every 2 weeks or something. yeah, we've basically just come out of a design sprint for Elite Dungeon 3, so I actually have time to code these things now. So yeah, watch this space. I know I've promised it pretty much every month for a while, but I've always had something so like heavy on my plate in front of me that I needed to concentrate on that instead. So yeah, I'll get that out as well soon.
So Elite Dungeon 3, what do you want to talk about Elite Dungeon 3? Because I'm not aware, I haven't got anything in front of me that kind of dictates what I can and can't say, so this is down to you.
I mean, so you've just come off of a little holiday, haven't you? You've had some time off.
Being an elder wizard or something.
No, I've just been mostly sleeping. It's been great.
I mean, it's great, but how very boring of you.
You say that, but it was great.
To be fair, anytime he's hibernating, there's like a good evil balance. Which goes the wrong way.
God.
Mod Raven came back and looked at the progress that's been made by the art team, the design stuff that we've done, and he turned and looked at me and went, "This really excites me. This is so cool." So for anyone who is not following, Mod Sova and myself, amongst various art and QA and other wonderful people, did the first 2 Elite Dungeons. We've got Mod Raven on the team for the 3rd one, which means we can add a couple of little extra bells and whistles and cool bits. And this man knows a lot about the kind of lore as well, because he wrote most of it for this particular trilogy. So yeah, we're all really excited. I mean, in terms of progress at the moment, our project manager turned and looked at what we'd done and just said, "Wow, you guys have got a lot to show in review, because we do this every 2 weeks."
Oh, do you mean burnout? Burnout chat sounded in
None of that crap.
I don't know what the hell I am.
None of that crap.
I don't know. I tried to act like I do this thing.
We do burn down charts.
Oh, that's
where
the one.
You see how much work you've committed to and how much work you've done, but that's boring. We've produced a lot, and you can, hopefully the idea is that we'll show you all of this stuff in a dedicated Elite Dungeon stream. It's really similar to what we did with the Temple of Amanishi, which we called an art and dev process QA type thing.
Yeah. Research and dev. Yeah.
If you're curious, open a new tab, go to videos and scroll down just a little bit, and you'll see the Seiryu artwork, and you can watch an hour and 40 minutes of us having a laugh, showing off 3D models and
animation, concept art. It was everything. It was great. Yeah, it was really good.
Cool stream.
Really good.
We'll do something like that again.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So, anything else you want to touch upon in regards to that, or?
I mean, all 3 boss fights are designed.
Wow.
All mini bosses. There'll be 16 this time round, not 13. And we're not gonna go too much into it, because we don't want us to be the Elite Dungeon stream.
No, of course. We have all the streams coming up to do that. That's fine.
With the exception of Bossy McBossface, pretty much all of them are really, really lore intense and really cool. They all have something that they can contribute to the experience in the dungeon. So yeah, they're all designed, they're all ready to go, concepted. We've got artwork. So Raven and I were going through the artwork just today for the past week, and it's like 16, 17 pieces of like really nice.
There's some lovely stuff
painting.
in there.
Yeah. First boss is really cool. Mod Sova's designing. Well, we had a group design session for each boss, and we have like one dev on each boss, so we can just get the bosses done and then do all the really cool stuff after that. Yeah.
Where did the name for that come from? And when are the
Bossy McBossface?
Where?
So Bossy McBossface is a mini boss before you all start like losing your.
Even still, you can lose your mind, in my opinion.
There was a charity auction to name an NPC in this dungeon. I think it's specifically Elite Dungeon.
Oh yes, yeah, I remember.
And some awesome person won it with like £980 or something, which is well done. And said, yeah, we'll name it Bossy McBossface, or actually saw a thread on Reddit and went, yeah, okay, I will. I want it. Haha, I'll do it. So kudos, but also screw you, because we have to now put Bossy McBossface into RuneScape.
Jeez.
It's glorious seeing the sort of frustration and hate from Sova and Orion over this. It's just like, but we. It's Mark.
Yeah, that's the exact noise that I make as well. Yeah. We're really tempted. So he's basically going to be like a pirate boss. so that his crew call him Bossy McBossface. That's the joke, and that it kind of fits in lore-wise then as well. It's not just a haha meme, you know, it's actually referential. And he has a friend called Ulfven Keith, the skeleton crew, like Swabby. And he might even drop a sword called Swordy McSwordface.
No.
No?
No.
No?
No.
All right.
Blady McBladeface,
No.
clearly.
Shawnee McShawnface.
And you get it in a nutshell.
Yeah? That's fine. Ship it.
I'm not going to get it.
Yeah?
IFB KCs for Elite Dungeons. Can we talk about that as well?
Cool. That's dev complete. So something I mentioned 3 weeks ago. Basically, I finished it just before achievements went into our release candidate QA testing phase, which is like a week each. You know, every Monday. It's the week prior where we like fully test for release. So everything's been tested. Then it goes through final release testing on like fake live servers. And I picked the wrong week because every single achievement went into release. That means our release police, the release QA, had to test all the achievements and didn't have time to get certain little nice fixes that we'd done in, which is fair enough because I prefer they spent all that time on achievements. So they did pretty well because most of the fixes were really minor. And yeah, so that's actually done. And for anyone who doesn't know what that is, I'm combining the kill counts for the hard mode / solo and the group mode / regular kill count for all the Elite Dungeon bosses for the final boss and insane final boss achievements, which means that you will only need 100 of them combined. And for anyone who doesn't know as well, the thresholds are combined now in live, and that has been the way for 10 weeks, like as long as that. So if you've got 200 group kills, you probably have 3 thresholds for a pet drop on solo. So your group kills do count for your solo chance and vice versa. So yeah.
Awesome. Someone mentioned in the chat, I know Mod Nika replied in Twitch chat, but they said about where is Mod Osborne? Well, if you're not aware, Mod Osborne, you know, there's another addition to the Osborne family.
Filthy breeder.
So Mod Osborne is always celebrating the birth of another child. So obviously congratulations to him. But in case everyone was aware or wasn't aware of where Mod Osborne was, that's the backstory there, just in case, just in case you were aware.
Well done to Mod Osborne's missus, because he didn't really do much.
And
She's done a lot.
And now naturally the chat is just full of filthy breeder. Well done.
Mod Osborne's balls work. That's good. Mod Osborne's missus, well done. You've done a lot.
Oh, God.
We can't take
done.
you anywhere.
I'm done.
Well, we know Mod Mark's balls work because you're proof.
You see, we were on this line, and now we've just done this, and we've just descended. Oh, jeez. Okay. We were going to have Mod Silver on here, but he's
Right
not
here.
here.
Mod Sofa.
Mod Silver.
He's
nice.
right here. I just.
But yeah, he's not here to talk about Tooltips for Potions. That was announced in, of course, in the Motherhead video. It's released in November. I believe you guys kind of have an idea of what the project is. So
yeah.
am I okay to ask you questions there?
Yeah, totally.
Cool. So Tooltips for Potions, you know, what in summary, you know,
Are you going to ask us what Tooltips for Potions is?
no, I was just going to say, are we literally covering every potion?
All right.
It's a very specific
Sorry.
question.
What I loved in his question was he went, can you tell me in summary? He's blatantly going to say in a nutshell. He thinks we didn't notice, but we did.
We love you, Shawnee. Shawnee loves us too. Yeah, I mean, so it covers all the potions. It even covers the new skilling potions from Player and Farm as well. That's been retroactively added because potions tooltips were developed about 6 months ago, but we actually had issues. I can't remember if they were client-side issues with like Optext examine stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
So, yeah, it covers all potions. It gives you a brief summary. It gives you the potion in a nutshell. It tells you every effect that it has, we've got new highlighted keywords. So Sova's done a lot of research and a lot of prototyping, and we've gone through feedback loops with other members of the team as well. So which is clearer, this. What kind of keywords do we want to use? Static, temporary, etc. Things that you know mean a certain thing and won't change. So overload benefits are static. They don't diminish over time like other potions.
Yeah.
So the keyword static is in a nice cyan blue colour.
So basically, like your keyword highlight-ins and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think the values update according to what's going on at that time,
yeah,
right?
real-time
Awesome.
stat changes, real-time percentages and numbers and whatnot appear in the tooltip. So if, for example, your blood essence, your berserk or something like that goes off, the numbers change to reflect that.
Nice. Raven.
Yeah.
Needle skips. Let's
yes.
get to it. This is the month for needle skips. Very exciting.
Yes.
Soon. Yes, very well, soon, yes, indeed. So obviously we've gone through already on the stream, Mining Smith and Bear, tooltips for potions. The achievements update has happened, we've got a fair bit coming up here. Now we come on to needle skips, the 400 quest point in RuneScape. What sets apart needle skips compared to other quests in the game?
And I've mentioned this a few times before, but needle skips works differently from other quests. So in other quests, you go from A to B to C to D, sometimes back to B again. In needle skips, basically, you are presented with a scene and you're presented with a tool, and you use the information you have to start piecing things together. So rather than walking all over the place and using X on Y and kicking a gnome or something, you use this piece of the needle that you'll get at the very beginning, and you're presented with a sort of search engine box. Oh, sorry, I'm very large on the screen. And in this you put in keywords, and the keywords will, if you have the right ones, will advance the story. You'll get a new piece of the story, and thusly a new piece of the puzzle, and you can start to piece it all together. It's a very sort of immersive way of doing it because you are the person leading it. So whereas in most quests you're kind of reacting to the story, in this one you're building the story together. So it's different from how we normally work.
It's replayable as well, right? Is that correct?
Yes, it should be replayable. I'm saying should in case it breaks horribly, but it should all be replayable. Or rather, you will be able to find the words that you haven't found. So if you go through and complete the story super quickly, which is possible, you will be able to go back and find the other words and stuff that you haven't done. Once you've done all the words, it doesn't reset, so you can't replay it in the same format, but you can reread everything.
MQC, comp and trim.
Yes.
To all of them?
I think MQC is you've got to get all of the chapters.
Words, sections, chapters.
Oh,
which is
sorry.
which?
Sections.
Sections. That's the
Yeah.
middle one, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, because of course there's chapters, which are the big blocks that have all the things in it. The sections, each individual piece of information,
Yeah.
or a piece of the story. We were going to make it all words, but that seemed more of a chore than what we expected for a lore player. A lore player wants to complete the story, not complete the minutiae. So we opted for that. And I think full completionist trim is still just sections.
Yeah.
Cool. Voice acted as well, is that correct?
Yes, it's fully voiced.
Do you have a voice acting role in this?
No.
That wasn't a very certain no. Was that a no?
I'm trying to remember. I don't think I've done anything.
Are there any male characters?
No.
So,
Then no.
but you did Granny Potterington.
I did.
Yeah, I was going to say, he did
Well,
Granny...
she was nearly voiced by me in the game, but
Oh, gee.
then the audio team went, no.
Why?
Because it, and rightly so, they wanted to be professional, and we weren't.
But we gotta have fun sometimes, you know.
I mean, I voiced a cabbage god, so I think I've had enough fun. It's fine.
I mean, yeah, that's also very true. Someone asked in Twitch chat if you managed to kill off any major characters in this quest, as is obviously your reputation of whenever you go near a quest, people die.
I don't know what you mean.
I remember joining RuneScape in 2016, And then I remember working on your team as a CM, and the first 2 quests that you guys worked on, Kindred Spirits, Nomad's Elegy. You had a torture scene in Nomad's Elegy.
And we had to cut it down.
Yes.
We weren't
did.
allowed to do the full, and then we weren't allowed to kill the kids.
You still had an option of, if you do this, you are a literal horrible person in there.
Yeah, but they wouldn't let us actually show it.
Yeah.
Apparently, we're not allowed to have the player be outright torturers. Apparently, it's wrong.
This is
We're
the
not
same
allowed
guy
to-
who did Player Own Farm. So wholesome.
I mean, this is the thing I don't get. You don't allow the animals to actually die in Player on Farm, but yet in quests you will happily have torture scenes for
The
characters.
players, when we were designing Player and Farms, were very
I see.
explicit
I see.
that
I see.
no animals were to die.
Yeah.
So no animals die.
I see. That's a good way of protecting your persona of literal death there. Well done.
I'm following the whims of the player.
I'm 120 Slayer. Also me. I love animals. Okay.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, you do allow chinchompas to explode.
This is true. So some animals do die, but they die in beautiful explosions.
I knew.
They die in glorious, pretty displays of fireworks. It's marvellous. Everyone's happy. There's cake. There isn't cake.
There's an achievement, so hey, you know.
There is. There is. But to answer the question,
yes,
I don't get to murder any major named character.
but there's a character killed off, not killed off. There's a dead character to start the quest, right?
Yes.
Because I was gonna say if there isn't, then my
then-
BTS script is completely wrong.
They're new.
Yes,
So I haven't killed any of the pre-existing characters.
you've just added a
which is
dead
what
person.
is- I started with it.
Right.
I say it wasn't me that wrote it, to be fair.
Yeah, but you got to implement it, so
But of course.
yeah, so naturally. Requirements to do the quests?
None.
That's all.
You just need to be a member.
And how do you start?
There is a hill west of Piscatoris, and on the top of the hill is a weird-looking stone thing, which is the needle. All you need to do is go and click it.
Oh, easy enough. I don't know. I'm not sure why there's a question here because it says, "Can Iron Man complete the quest?" Well, presumably every quest we make has to allow Iron Man to complete it because that would be.
See no reason why Iron Man wouldn't be able
Yeah.
to complete the quest.
I thought no.
Instanced. They could definitely go do it. It's fine.
Yeah.
No one else there apart from you in the house.
I can see no reason why they'd have a problem.
Yeah.
So how was it working on this quest compared to obviously other quests you've worked on? This is a very. Do I dare ask that question?
So this was a bit of a different one for me because rather than building it from scratch like I would normally do, I was sort of building on top of the work of other people.
Which is never fun.
It can be tricky. And the way that my mind works isn't always how other people's mind works.
Well, that's pretty obvious.
Let's put it that way. So there were some tricky moments. But I got to have the wonderful thing of just being able to copy-paste dialogue in rather than having to write it out, which I normally do enjoy doing, but sometimes it's nice to be able to turn my creative brain off and to focus on making something work. I don't know why that's a mime for making something work, but it is.
I don't question it. Any boss fights at all?
No.
None. Combat?
It's a non-combat quest. There's no
Non-combat. Okay, cool. By all means, keep the questions coming in. I'm going to just jump to some general rewards. Are you able to talk about rewards?
So the rewards will be initially just XP. You will get XP lamps. You'll get them for completing the quest directly. You'll get one for finding all the sections, and you'll get one for finding all the words. So there is, if you do want to go through and do everything, you do get a bonus, and it will just be XP lamp, a generic lamp. You can spend anything you want, but you will also get the shard of the needle, which may have use later.
Ah, boy. Just looking at the chat, so bear with me, everyone. In the meantime, while we gather questions, just in case you want to ask anything in regards to anything that was on the stream today, I've got some more general questions. A good question for you two, actually. What's it like working on a collection of smaller projects after having worked on big projects like Elite Dungeons 2, in your case, 1 and 2, or Player on Farms?
It's very different. you go from trying to manage this massive big thing into, oh, I just need to do this, and okay, what do I need to do? Oh, I've done it. Oh, which can be quite a change, because on like Player-Owned Farm, the first few weeks I spent all my time building all the systems, so I couldn't even test it. So I had that terrible nagging feeling in the back of my mind that all of this was horribly broken, and then none of it would work, and then I'd have to just weep and pull my eyes out. But it worked fine.
Well, I mean, I can tell your eyes are still in, so.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, these are replacements. I borrowed them off but on smaller projects, you can get through them much faster, so you can actually build them and test them quite quickly, which is a very different mindset. Yeah.
How are you, Orion?
I mean, I like it.
Because you obviously went from Elite Dungeon 2 into Achievement Bonanza. Obviously, size-wise different. You know, how was that?
It's pretty good. It's nice working in a team where you know that at the end of it, because I mean, what we did, okay, I'm not ruining anything here. I might have to kind of hold
Careful.
myself back. We're all good. Our team for the last 2 months worked on potions, tooltip stuff, like finalising that. Alchemical Onyx, the needle skips, achievements. Was there anything else? Like, I think we'd planned to do resource dungeons, but that got picked up in Game Jam.
Yes.
Well, I'll leave it there because
We did some design work of another thing, but that
yes,
didn't
we
happen
did.
either.
Yeah, so yeah, that's good. But what's really nice is knowing that at the end of it, we have 4 small updates ready to go. And while we do 3 months on another project, we know that things we've made will be released. The flip side of that is I was working on the Ambassador boss fight last week. Today, Achievements gets released, so I'm obviously all hands on deck. I've got Mod Camel next to me going, there's a bug with gnomish food achievements. I'm like, all right, I'll stop what I'm doing and fix that. Okay, you know, that's fine. But that's what happens when we have 3 projects that we've done release November, December, January, or in our case November, December, potentially. Like, so we got to look after them while developing other stuff. That's the only downside to it, but the reward is quite nice. We go, oh, we did that. That's kind
I mean, do you guys now know when Elite Dungeon 3 comes out? Do you know what you'll be working on next?
99% sure.
Yeah, we have a good solid idea,
Cool.
but we're not going to announce it.
Yeah, naturally.
They're going to like it though.
Yes,
It's really cool.
we like
Hype.
it.
But I love bigging up Hype. I've been told Mod Perky's already said like, oh,
Turkey? Porky?
Perky.
Yeah, what's he said?
Get him to say it.
What's he said?
He's already like, stop saying about the XXL update or whatever, and I'm like, it's fine.
So what do you do on a stream, Orion?
Hype, like, there's loads of big updates next year. They're gonna be sick. Woo. Yeah. I mean, it's true. Soz. Mod Osborne's not here. When the cat's away, the mice will play.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Oh boy. Double XP weekend obviously coming up on the 16th. Are you guys got any plans for that?
I don't have any charms.
Well, you're going to do 7 in
Well, I was going to.
until obviously you didn't have charms.
103 at the moment, and I was going to go up to like 110, but yeah, like I'm probably going to do it while developing and do kind of like 4.5 minute stints on my Ark Island and just do those, because I haven't got wood cutting or fishing or mining 120, so I'm like, might as well go do Uncharted Isles. Yeah.
Do you reckon you're going to be able to get any time in?
I had planned to set up my Player-Owned Farm, and then I remembered that I explicitly created Player-Owned Farm so it doesn't work with Double XP weekend. So now I have to rethink my plan.
It doesn't work on Double XP weekend.
Well, certain things will, but the animals don't. The animals
So
don't.
the growth cycles will not give you double?
No.
Well, there's a TIL for everyone there. I need to
We
add
announced
that.
that at the beginning.
I mean, yes, but you've got to remember at the beginning, a lot of things have happened since then.
That's true.
Okay, I need to update the Double XP page. Thank you for that. I need to
it's
update
alright.
that. There we go. Nice little heads up there. So, yeah, I mean, Double XP is on the 16th. People are saying about Premier Club. I mentioned it in the month ahead. You know, we'll have more news soon, and that is still very much the same. That news is coming up very, very soon, which doesn't really tell you guys anything in regards to estimates, but yes, there will be news for Premier Club very soon. But apart from that, I mean, I'm not going to drag this out because everything else I've asked, I've got answered. So I think, I mean, oh, go on.
Saw one earlier. Tainted
Well, we-
Shard.
Oh, yes.
We were going to keep it as a surprise, but I mean, to be honest, you destroy it right now, it goes back to Diango. There's a tiny little Easter egg for it in Elite Dungeons 3. That's it, basically.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Little Easter eggs, they're great. New jewelry, when's it coming in regards to Alchemical Onyx, presumably? Well, I mean, you can pretty much assume that if it's not in the November month ahead, and these guys have been working on it, then it'll be coming up very soon. I think that's safe to say. Fair estimate, yeah?
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's good. That is about as a political of a CM reply as I have ever done in my life, by the way.
I respect that.
So I think apart from that, that's going to do it for the stream. We've pretty much gone for everything that's coming up for November, so hopefully you've enjoyed that. Of course, keep an eye out for the Mining Smith and Beta that starts on 13th of November. That is on a Tuesday, so very, very excited for that. That then, of course, leads into Double XP on the 16th. So quite a lot to look forward to, and of course, towards the as the month goes on, we can expect potions for tooltips of potions, needle skips, of course. Very exciting. But that'll do it. As always, when the stream ends, I will fire out Lootscape to make sure you guys get your Thanksgiving rewards if you haven't got them already, and of course a parcel from the Hedge. Good luck on that, and you know you might get lucky. And now I'm going to go to wrap up before I literally die because I can feel myself getting worse and worse as time goes on. I'm sorry. I'm not being. Apologies for that. So I think that'll do it. So thank you so much to everyone watching, to my two wonderful people at home. I love you so much. Can't wait to get home. And yes, that's soppy as hell, but I don't care. You can gargle. I don't care. I really don't care.
What have you heard about me? Cut. Just cut.
Get yourself out of it.
All right.
Bye.
That's it. We're done. All right, thank you everyone, and of course we'll see you next Tuesday for the Mining Smith in Beta stream with Mod Jack and so on. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care and have a good one.